Hey, we're here. We're back, and we're not watching that weak Super Bowl or woke Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you're into that, that's on you. And we're also on Instagram. So come check us out in a few seconds. We'll be right back. All right, people, we're back. We're here, and we're not sitting there watching Super Bowl like
Bro, you
most
so
people.
hardcore, you cut yourself off. You know that, right?
Wait, I did? What do you mean?
Yeah, in the intro, you said,
Oh, the
no.
intro? I did.
I was like, damn,
I must have
tough.
a
Cut his own self off.
Yeah, I must have a delay over here in this end. So I don't know what's happening. Lost all my music, man. What's going on?
Yeah,
The
I know, man.
the
Damn
the the, the,
gremlins
the
out there.
gremlins are out, man. This is crazy. We got some people
Telling you,
on
man.
already. 702. Thank you for stopping by. And Miss P
Pete
Walker, how you
Walker,
doing?
how are you,
And
lady?
thank you for coming on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Tonight we're going to talk about have red dots optics replace iron sights. But before we do all that, let's give a run through the gamut here. And I know we're live on the mighty YouTube, and we're also live on Instagram, the Saber Team Tactical page. See you guys over there, and we're also live on the mighty Rumble. And I just have to edit out the title. And we're also live on Twitch, and that's a place where we actually do our editing of the cut streams of the show. And that's all Twitch is for. But we do have some people watching us and commenting every once in a while. And before I go any farther, please, if you're watching the show, give us a thumbs up, like the show, like and share the show. Who else is doing this kind of stuff? Where you got guys that's talking about stuff they really love and enjoy. And we're
Mm-hmm.
not talking about the mainstream cookie cutter stuff that everybody else is talking about. We're talking about some different things. And
Get the years of experience too. Don't forget that.
mhm,
Okay,
yep, we're old men. Oh,
claim that.
well, it just
Claim that.
popped up. WK, what's up, my man? Thank you for popping in. And see
He was watching
702.
Usher at the halftime show.
Oh, yeah, that's what he's doing. I see
WK was watching the
702.
halftime show.
Yeah, he's watching the halftime show, eating popcorn. See, he going. He, you guys, you guys are starting it.
I gotta get it in first.
I see Coach 702 and Coach Sean is over on
Rumble.
Rumble. Yeah, and I know WKA he'll be over there too.
Yeah, I
So
saw him
it's just
earlier
about
just now.
time. Before we go any further, let me go ahead and thank who's sponsoring this thing. You go ahead and take it away, Al, on the right to bear.
Yep. Yep. So we're right the bear, and it's a great program, guys. You heard us say it before. We're going to continue to say it. We've done the research, and we found out that this is the best place to spend your money, and you're going to get the best bang from it. Protection and oversight. And trust me, when you do the research, I'm not going to put it out there because I don't know if they want that. But when you find out who's backing them and the program and the plan that's backing them, you will understand why we're so adamant about it because everyone needs a protection plan. And I mean, unless you got it like that, if you got 10 grand to put out not only for your legal defense, but also potentially having a damn having a bail, and psychological problems. All of that is incorporated in right to bail. And I think what even if you don't use our discount code, it's $12 a month. Use our discount code, it's $10 a month for the whole year. You get
Mm-hmm.
$2 off every month for the whole year. And all you have to do is type in SABER, Saber, and you get that discount. They don't ask you where. You can send it to friends, family, anyone that uses it gets that discount. All right. So that's that. Hit the next one. We love them. We love them. And when they watch you, they tune in. Sometimes they don't tune in on when we're live, but they watch it during the
They,
week.
yeah, definitely watch the show.
They want to make sure
Yeah,
that
they're
we're
watching
not
the
saying
show.
anything wild or
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they enjoy the content, but we support you and we like you guys.
Right. There you go. And once you check that out, go ahead and click on classes and then go from there.
Yep. So our private one-on-one class, we get you guys out there and we do an assessment. We do that with everyone just to make sure we understand where they are, the individual shooter. I spoke to a lady the other day. She wants to bring out a small group of people who've never shot guns before, and she had, I think she just bought a gun, and the rest of them don't. I know I'm not calling you. Me and Omar take care of this because they never shot before, so we're going to work on that and bringing them all out to train together, because they're friendly together, they understand each other, they're not afraid to ask questions, which sometimes we found in larger groups, especially with mixed people don't want to hold anybody up, and it's like, you paid your money. You follow me? We're here for you. So why would you? And this happens, but why would you think I'm going to hold everybody else up, so I'm going to keep it to myself? And then you wind up with a diminished. You don't get your full understanding of the process. So we do one-on-one. That way, we're full, undivided attention. 5, 6 people, same thing. We can go down that line. 3-hour class, the same price you pay for a full class, you're going to pay for an individual private lesson. Only get that here at Saber Team Tactical. So we implore everybody to come on out. Any of the topics that you see here, come on out, and we will bring all that out to you. Semi-automatic rifle, shotgun, plain clothes, and you want to undercover, any of those type of things. Also, any officer that's going through qualification, you have an issue. Trust me, I know the feeling. Been there. I pledged to my life that I will never have that happen again. Happened one time in the academy, and I was done. After that, I was shooting 90s and better. So come get with us, and we'll get you through the Georgia Post
And not only that, National Guard and reservists who need to qualify with their service handguns or rifles and need to get up to speed. We'll take care of that too.
Because you wait all year long, you haven't shot. I know who you are. You haven't shot all year long. Now you got a qualification in next month or so. Come see us. We'll get you keep your certification and keep on moving. Then that way I'll show you how to continue doing that so you don't wind up in that same position again.
Right.
Our first class of the year, go down, bro.
I still didn't change it, man. I haven't had time.
I know. I saw when I saw August. I said I'm just gonna work with it.
I haven't had
So we got
time.
our first class in July.
I'm sorry.
Form class, and that's going to be Stop the Bleed. It's an excellent class, not only for gunshot wounds, but also to know how to triage individuals, your loved ones, somebody you may care about, whatever. Somebody, maybe a child gets hurt. You see them go down, and you're able to keep them from going into shock. That's the biggest thing. When you stop the bleed, you're also using tourniquets, and we show Israeli gauze, how to plug wounds, and all that. So we got all that good. What equipment that you're going to need. Don't buy your tourniquets from eBay. Don't buy your tourniquets from Amazon. Make sure that you get the proper, what is it, North American, right?
Yeah, North American is one of them, or they can just contact me and I can hook them up too.
Yep.
Yeah.
And make sure you get quality stuff. You buy once, cry once.
Yeah,
The
you buy
next
this
class
stuff.
is gonna-
Well, I was
Go
gonna
ahead.
say, I was
No,
gonna
you
reference
go ahead.
that.
Keep going.
You buy the stuff off of eBay or Amazon, especially Cat Sevens. Guarantee they can probably be made in China. They're gonna fail you if you have to use them in real life.
Yep.
Yeah,
We've seen it fail just in training.
yeah.
And that's what we use for the practice ones.
hmm
And if they don't fail you, they're going to cut the circulation off on your arm, and you might as well be using a string.
Yeah, you're
Because
gonna
they're
lose the little.
very they don't move the way
hmm
the official ones do. So you'll see it if you know the difference between the two, you'll recognize it. If you don't, you're gonna go with that $12 one, and you're gonna have a lot of issues.
hmm
All right, so we slide back up again so I can see.
Okay.
And that next class after that is August 25th, and that's the Conceal Carry Stop the Bleed. Again, we'll do the Stop the Bleed. But this now is Al carries one, a tourniquet and an Israeli guard bandage, right? Every day.
Yeah. Always
So
in
I
my
have a
left pocket,
tourniquet, and he
left cargo
always has
pocket.
one that. Yep. And I just do a tourniquet. I think Omar does tourniquet and Israeli, whatever, Israeli bandages as well. But that is a good class because now you do it as an individual, and then we'll move down, back up,
Okay.
and where's she at? There, September, you do it in a group, and that's a great class because you cannot. And I don't know any places that you can go there. Now I'm saying it that way. I don't know any places that you can go and get the experience of this. We're popping smoke. You're working in a group, regardless of if you bring the person or not. You everybody's working together, and you're triaging and moving people out of danger. And there's gunfire going on the entire time. So
Hmm.
it's a great class. If you're interested in it, come on out, and we'll run you through it.
Right.
Last but not least is the class of the year. It ends off all the years, all the classes every year is the November 3rd rifle and tactical gear class. That's a class that you have to be an intermediate or better. You have to be able to run your gun by yourself and don't need any help in order to keep it running. So if you have a jam, you have a misfire, the bolt doesn't go forward, you have to figure it out. Why is this gun not shooting? Not us. And then move forward. And then you also have to be able to listen and move because we got a lot of tactics going on. And a lot of the stuff that he presents, you've never seen before. And if you have, you've seen it in a movie or somebody else. And the way he describes it, you got to do it exactly the way he does, the way he says it. And trust me, I've been snatched by the collar before. I'm gonna admit it now because when we first started, I got the collar snatched up too. And it was like, as he tells you in the beginning class, don't resist. And the first thing I did, I was about to bring my elbow around and I realized where I was. You okay? I got you. Just go with the flow because he'll put you in the right spot. But once you learn it and understand it, it only happens once or twice.
Yeah.
Hopefully. And
Yeah.
when you see this come out, then you know it's maybe your third or fourth time. And I've seen that. I've seen that happen where I actually had to step in between them to make sure the guy's toes were dangling off the floor. I was like, oh shit, yeah, I can't keep this going. So that's our class for 2024.
Oh, and the final at the end here, we got something coming up in April, guys, and everybody's been asking about this, and it's here.
Yep.
So
And we got people who have signed up already as well.
yeah, we got
April
people already
21st,
signed up.
meet and
Yeah.
greet. We're going to have the rifles out there, 300 rounds. We're gonna be there all day. Bring a snack. Bring a lunch.
Hmm.
It's always a fun time. It's the third
Yeah.
one. We've had great people come out. We've had brand new people come out. We had a guy come out with a broken sear and
Hmm.
fired a gun, and it was what the hell?
Right.
And we worked through it. We worked through it. They were good guys. They understood it, and we had never met these guys before.
Nope.
Audience people,
Nope.
audience people. So a
Yep.
good opportunity to come out to South River Gun Club. If you've never been out there are a lot of gun clubs out here in Georgia, and you can travel to. There's some that all you need is a fishing license, and there's some that you pay a lot of money. And I'm telling you, when you go to South River, it is one of the premier clubs in the state of Georgia and probably in this whole region. I'm talking about in the South. It stands out, and people who go there understand it. We've been members for a long time. Some of the guys that I see popping up on the feed here, they're members out there now. But first time you go out there, people always ask. Once you pay and get past that initial year, you'll be
Hmm.
fine. You'll
Yeah.
be fine.
Yeah. Yeah. I still
We're
got people asking about joining and stuff. So they do prorate the initiation fees. So always call them and ask them what the prorating initiating fees are on. If you join the day of the day that the month that everybody's supposed to become a member, you have to pay full initiation fees. But if you
right.
do it on an off day, off month, the initiation fees are prorated.
hmm
So just consider that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's actually the dues. The initiation fee is going to be hard and fast, but you
Oh,
get
it's the
the
dues that
dues, the
initiate.
yearly dues that they're
Oh, that's what
prorating.
they do. Just the other way
Right.
around. Oh, okay.
Because basically what I figured out, and this is good for some people who listen because there's guys on the fence. If you go once a month, you pretty much pay for it,
Mm-hmm.
and then that, I mean, hopefully guys that are listening to us, and we encourage you to go to the range. We like you to do outdoors, but if you can't, indoors. Squeeze the trigger on something more
Hmm.
than once a month. And the more you do it, the better you get. Especially if you find somebody to help you out and give you some pointers.
Yeah,
Yep,
shoot often. You know what I'm
as
saying?
much as possible.
And if you can't, just do some dry fire or something like that, and But when you get out and shoot, when you get to the range, get serious about it, and you don't need a lot of ammunition to do it with. Maybe a
Right.
box. That's about it. You know. Yeah.
Um,
Go
I
to
don't
the
see him on here right now, but one of the things that
who?
our buddy he taught us, or he used to do a lot of it, was he actually plots out the ammunition that he takes to the range. So if he takes 200 rounds, say 100 rounds of pistol, 100 rounds of rifle, that's it. He doesn't do any more, none less, and he goes down the list. So maybe he's actually gonna do drills with 175 rounds, have 25 rounds left over on both of them to do something else or misfires and things like that. And that's it. And that's one way that you can, especially
I,
with the doom and prices going up.
I
That's
had a
one way you
friend.
can
I
do
had
it.
a friend of mine who schooled me on that. Me, I take a whole
Hmm.
box of
Oh
ammunition,
shit, I
but
bet you
I
do.
restrict myself. I just don't.
Hmm.
I know how to restrict myself.
Yeah.
But
Well, I take ammo because guys, I shoot in groups, and there's a lot of
well,
times, and I've had it happen to me where guys
let,
don't bring ammo.
let me finish this, and we'll get into that.
Hmm. Yeah, go
This
ahead.
ain't gonna take long. Saber Team Tactical Engraving. Watch the video, guys, on the leather patches. I just did some leather, not leather, some magazines for a buddy. Um, what the fuck? What's his name? Well, I don't know. I just did
You
some
oh UTG. I'm sorry, UTG.
yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
for
UT
down at Gun
Good.
Range and Safe. Yeah,
Hmm.
did that last week and gave him
Chevy.
some Chevy.
Hmm.
Yeah, I can see him. I can't say his name. And man, they were spectacular. So I may share them down the road and let everybody see them. I did put them on my Instagram page. Yeah, and so, but they're for somebody specific. So it's up to him to talk about it any further. Need anything, hit me up, saberteamtactical at gmail.com, and we can go from there. And I think P3 said Chevy. Yeah, and also P3, not P3, WK said, Yo, mama Al.
I saw that. I had to hold it in while I was
Yeah. Good,
doing the first part, but I said, "Oh,
good
geez."
evening, P3. And yeah, thanks. It's Chevy. Yeah. And so we did some stuff down there. And thanks for WK got me in touch with him. He wanted something. WK sent him to me. You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
we took care of him. He liked the work that did. It came out damn good. Uh, with that, I had a friend of mine who was telling me I went to the range with him. We went out some bootleg range out there, and I don't know, it was way out there in Conyers and stuff. It was my second time going to these guys. So he said what he does is just take a Ziploc bag and just get some ammunition and put in that Ziploc bag. And that's
Hmm.
once he's got it in there, once he shoots that up, he's done.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So it's probably equivalent of 50 rounds, and that's it. He's all done. So I did that with him, and it was like, it
Okay.
made a lot of sense because I can just take one box with a bunch of little Ziploc bags in there instead of when I come out, I got this big old crate.
Hmm.
It's got all these boxes of ammunition on it and stuff. It's like, what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So,
But like I
um,
said, I bring more, and I've had guys show up and they don't have ammo, and I've had students show up and I sell it to them, or guys that I'm friends with, they'll just bring it back to me the next time.
yeah, course is over. You don't show up when ammo.
Oh, see, see, I got new folks. I'm the new folks guy. Just hard and fast over here.
I specifically go over the loadout.
Mm-mm.
Specifically. So there's no reason for you not to know the
I
loadout
do
with me.
too, man. But things happen.
No, ain't nothing happening. No, nope, ain't nothing happening. No, you gonna do you ain't gonna do that with me. You do it once and you go home, then you be like, oh, I guess I'm not gonna get away with this on this
Man,
guy.
these fickle people, they don't. You'll never see them again.
I don't give a damn.
I know. That's why I take care of all the new folks, new people. Reach out to me. I got you. I'll back you up as much as I can.
Yeah, and yeah, so it turns out to be pretty good. So I don't shoot every. I usually take a box of ammo for the guns I'm gonna shoot. Like majority, if I'm doing a class, it's gonna be 5.56. I will run a AK as a backup gun, so I have some 7.62 out there,
Hmm.
and then it'll always just be a 9mm because I'll be running the 34.
Gotcha.
Now when I go out there for myself and play around, it's going to be the 5.7. It may be the 45. The 9mm probably won't even get shot. You know what I'm saying? It'll
Hmm.
be something a little bit different and more exotic that I love to play with. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And but nowadays, what's going to be in my thing is to a lot of 22. So I'm getting my 22s configured, and I have transitioned over to a lot of my guns to red dots. I got at least 5 or 6 handguns that got RMRs on them, and even a revolver has an RMR on it. And so I always wanted to go to a RMR red dot, and I also went to the green dots, and man, it makes shooting those guns, especially at distance shooting, a lot easier. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that kind of leads right into the topic for the night, and it's the red dots.
Hmm.
Has optics replaced irons, and it doesn't matter if you're red or green. Some people with stigmas and things like that and have issues with their eyes have found that green works better. It's some kind of primitive and natural jungle eye thing that we have as humans evolving. It's all kind of science. You can look it up if you want to. I've seen it. But has red dots replaced iron sights? And then we'll talk about that.
Yeah. But, my personal opinion, I think red dots have made it easier for people to shoot and sight in targets. And even when I first seen red dots come on the scene, you saw the weaker shooter who was a beginner.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as they put an RMR on, they they became from beginner to a intermediate shooter overnight. And the only problem was they were trying to find the dot. Now a lot of people in the earlier days was just buying red dots, RMRs, and now they got the reflective dots where you can actually see them a little bit better. But in the beginning, remember, if you turn that uh, RMR the wrong direction, or if it wasn't perfect, you wouldn't see the dot at all.
Right.
You know, and the
It
guys,
hides in that what's that thing called? Like the shroud, that area,
Mhm,
the
it would
protection.
hide. Yeah, and you'd see the people sitting up there turning the gun left, right, up, down, trying to
Hmm.
figure out where that dot's at.
Or moving their head.
Hmm. Yeah,
Right.
so they've gotten a lot better now, and that was the reason why I did not get into it. Even though I still know how to shoot with iron sights, you know, and we just lost Al, and
Okay.
now he's back. And so right now, you looking at everybody that's going to RMRs. All the guns, the new guns are coming with RMRs already built on them.
Right.
You're buying the guns with RMRs on them.
Right.
You know.
So what I'm seeing, and this is what I saw in the beginning, and I'm sure you guys have seen it too, especially WK and Al. This guy right here. Remember that? That's the Seymour site right there. Now, this is a newer one. I think it's called a Serendipity, but this is a new
Oh
one with
my
this
God!
design,
Yes.
and it was
Yeah.
fashioned on guns and without a rail, and those were pinned on, and all kind of other ways to get on. These were race guns. The first one that I saw, I think, was 38 Super. That was the
Hmm.
first one that I saw, and it was a 1911 design, but 38 Super. And when the guy had it on there, I mean, it looked like something out of Buck Rogers, and
Yeah.
I was like, wow, that's cool. But then when I saw it, and these things were, today it's $200. Back then, that thing was, close to $300-400,
Hmm.
and it was like, no, not gonna happen. So I never thought about red dots. And then I didn't. You've seen the holsters when you look at the IPSC, not the modern guys, but the guys maybe 10, 15 years ago, where
They
they just
half
had that
cut.
cradle,
It's
right?
half cut.
And
Yeah.
it just locked on. So
Yeah.
if it was like a holder more so than a holster because it just sat on, and it was all designed for speed. Once you took the locking mechanism off, all you had to do was lift the gun up. The gun came up, and that was where these guys are getting like quarter-second draws. Yeah, there was no retention on that. And those red dots were great, and they were really fast. Now, and go to that last comment. Hey, what's up, Strap House?
Yeah. Well, let me yeah.
'cause
If I'm
wanna
good at it, I'm gonna say
he said
what's
it
going on,
first,
Strap
but
House.
I'm gonna say the same thing he's about to say.
Yeah, he said Strap House said I'm a big fan of red dots. The technology is getting better and better.
Absolutely, and that's why, in my opinion, I don't think that anyone new to this gun game carrying on, you decide to use a red dot. That's cool. You never have to look at an iron sight. If you want to, and you decide you're always going to shoot red dots, you can do that. If the potential comes up, or the opportunity comes up, should I say, that you need to use iron
The red
sights,
dot.
now you may be at a disadvantage.
You may
See,
drop your
but-
gun, break that red dot. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they're making them so much now, man, that they're surviving 8-foot falls.
Yeah, they got the
You know,
destructible
they're
ones that come
very,
out.
yeah, and they're very robust. They even have the one with the closed emitter, so that
Yeah.
the whole thing is encapsulated in a very rugged case. So you know, it's going to get to a point where they're going to come. And as we're seeing, oh my goodness, I think
it's
the Beretta's coming out right out the factory with a red dot. The SIGs
Right.
are coming out; they have red dots already on them. And you don't have to find no plates. You don't have to make sure that the screws fit. None of that. It's coming right out exactly the way that you'll be able to use it. And that told me when I saw that, red dots are here to stay. You know, I was one of those like, well, let's see how long it's here, and let's see.
And they're
who
putting
picks up on it.
they're putting the heightened sights on them too, so you have backups. You co-witness now. Yeah,
Right,
they're
they're
not just
co-witness and half and third, so you get that. But at the same time, the fact that they're putting on it means that during
It's
their
it.
warranty, it says SIG.
Oh yeah,
So
dude, 'cause
everything's
if
warranty.
you buy it,
Everything's
yeah,
warranty.
the
Right.
optic is a part of the warranty because that's a part of the weapon system now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Exactly.
So
That, you know, when you look at it that way, it's always going to be here. And now this is the wave that we're moving towards. There are police agencies that are actually going full force into red dots.
because you know
No
why?
matter who.
You know why? It's making them better shooters, and these guys are they're on target. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And hitting targets with these red dots. It's amazing.
So, and again, there's Strap House is on it.
Hold on, let's pull it
Go
up.
to the next one because that, and I was going to tell the built-in.
Yeah.
See, now he says, now I do think it's important to be able to use both red dot and iron sights, especially because of the built-in co-witness, like we just said. All right, some of them, not only do they have suppressor sights on them, but they also have like a little piece on the back that kind of will imitate a rear sight. So in an emergency,
Oh yeah,
pinch, you
sure
can
is.
use the
It's the
red dot.
cutouts. It's the
cutout,
cutouts.
and there's a little
It's
V
cutout.
notch on the back. And you can line it up to your front sight.
You don't even need a
That's
front.
cool.
You don't even need a
Right.
front sight anymore. Yeah.
But I also think that once you start to pick up a gun and you're realizing that you're using the front sight to confirm the rear sight is in line, or vice versa, whichever way you want to hear it, it's kind of intuitive to use sight, you know, whether it's a red dot or not. When you mentioned just now with the police officers being able to qualify and shoot a little bit better with the red dot, that's once they have them sighted in, right? So I've seen guys who don't know why, but the gun was sighted in say December, go to shoot it in February, and for some reason the gun is shooting low. Then you realize that the it's out of tune, and once you line the sights back up, it's fine. But sometimes, I don't know if it's from being beat up, being banged around, carried in a holster, dropped, whatever it is. I have no idea. But at the same time, you wind up having those issues.
So it gets off. It gets out of what do you call it?
It's not sighted in anymore.
Yeah,
It's not aligned. It's not.
yeah,
It's not aligned.
it throws zero off.
Right, and I don't know
Yeah.
if it's a cheaper ones. The guy, it was PSA. It was
Hmm.
either PSA or it wasn't one of the leaders like Hollow Sun or RMR or Trijicon, no Trijicon,
Right.
or Loophole or anything like that. It was a little bit mid brand, but at the same
Mhm.
time, you would think it would hold. He's only shooting 9 millimeter, not like he's shooting
Right.
a
And if it
10 millimeter.
doesn't hold true zero, then you
Right.
really got some
I told
crap.
him to get rid of it. I told him to
He
get rid of
probably
it.
bought it off of Amazon. And
Yeah,
that's
but
another thing. Do
oh,
not buy
counterfeits. There you go.
do
Go ahead.
not buy uh optics off of Amazon. Some of those optics on Amazon are Chinese knockoffs. They're
And they
fakes.
and they're hard to determine
Yes.
what's good and what's
So
bad.
if go straight to a distributor,
Hmm.
buy it from them. You may pay a little more, but it's worth it. Do not get scammed on that Amazon's crap. Don't be buying optics off of eBay either. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? If you're gonna
Yeah.
buy optics, you buy them from a reputable place.
Mhm.
You know what I'm
Buy
saying?
once, cry once.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So go to WK.
Yeah.
And he says on his rifles, red dots, yes, iron sights on all his pistols, except the Brown and Buckmark 22 that's set up for Steel Challenge. And that's cool. Is there a
Mm-hmm.
reason why? And as a follow up, as a reason why? Because I'm like you, I'm not, at that point of height yet, but I'm there. I haven't done any pistol red dot, but I've trained with them, so I know how to train others with it. But I just haven't been
Yeah.
keen
You
enough to
dipping
do
your
one of my
toe in the water, but you
right.
haven't. Yeah, you
Yeah.
haven't jumped in yet.
Hmm.
Yeah, I've jumped in full force.
I see.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
weekly.
Yeah, yeah. I'm in there, man.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But it's still it's the same. Red dots will do people the same way automatic transmissions did with manual
Manual trans. Yeah,
transmission.
I agree with that.
The
I agree
newer
with that.
generation cannot drive manual transmissions,
Hmm.
and so
And it's
you
so, and when you say it like that, there's also the same type of curve. The learning curve is the
Mhm.
same because
Yeah.
when I just said iron sights will be intuitive if you know how to aim a firearm, right? But at the same time, when you get in a car that's manual, it's not intuitive to have three pedals down there,
Right.
right? And it's not intuitive to have to use your left and the right in combination in order to get the car to move. So
Hmm.
yeah, it's going to be different.
Yeah.
But I don't think that it's as steep as a learning curve as going from an automatic car to a standard vehicle.
Oh, some people on iron sights, this is a steep curve. They have a hard
Well,
time even without an RMR.
people had a steep curve with iron sights before we even had red dots.
I Yeah, which is true. And then, but if you give them a red dot that's already pre-set up, pre-zero, you'd
Hmm.
be surprised they shoot a lot better.
Oh yeah, I
You
know.
know?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We're in agreement. I'm
Right.
saying to you that the learning curve from somebody like WK and myself is a little bit steeper to switch
Hmm.
over because the thing that I have, and I mean, most of you guys have tried it. Once you draw the gun, you have to change the draw because if you bring it straight up, that dot is up in the top. I've also seen guys with the two MOA dots, and they have the hardest time. The bigger the dot on a pistol, the better off you have in the transition.
Right. I only use 3 MOA. They have the 6 MOA. I won't and the reason why I haven't went to any of the 6 MOA because they raised the prices on those things.
Mm-hmm.
And the prices are a little bit higher for the 6 compared to the 3. And the 3 is pretty optimal that you can still for me it's good because I can still see my front sight, I can still see the rear sight, and I still have reference points to line it up on. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Once I figured out how to do the RMR and the red dot, how to zero it, I have no problem. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
that is
Yeah.
the biggest thing. A lot of people do not know how to zero these things. We saw
Right.
this when we had our meet and greet. Remember,
Mm-hmm.
we took everybody out there and they had RMRs, and the ones who we put them at 20 yards, and if they wasn't hitting bullseye at 20 yards, we knew the RMRs were off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's a sure tell right
Right.
there. Yeah.
And especially at an 8 inch, you start getting the small targets as something else that actually comes back to the shooter. But when you talking about 8 to 10 inch plate or target down range, and you got an RMR or you got a red dot or any of the red dots, even the cheap ones, you should be able to make that shot.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but And the next one for P3, yep, I did hear it, and they got the shooter. It was a lady.
Yeah, it was
She
a
went.
female shooter. I was just reading about it right now.
Hmm.
Female shooter.
And she brought a kid with her
Yeah,
because she had no babysitter. Get in contact with HR about that.
and she started shooting,
Well, she I think she pointed a gun in the direction of two off-duty police officers, and they
and they lit her up.
zapped her,
They killed her.
stopped the threat.
Oh, she in critical condition.
Right.
Yeah, she was hit and is in critical condition.
Hmm.
57-year-old man was also shot in the leg and hip and was treated at the hospital.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, these people getting nuts, man. Be careful out here.
Right.
You know. So Strap House said for me, Red Dot allows him to stay on target and focus. Easy to keep both eyes open. Yes.
Yeah, there's always pluses to it. I keep both eyes open with iron sights as well. And I didn't say you had a problem, partner. I didn't say you had a problem. I said that we haven't. I said we haven't transitioned.
Let's bring this up. Let's bring
I said
WK.
we haven't transitioned. I have no problem transitioning from iron sights to a red dot. Just one more shooting matches with iron sights, so you feel more comfortable with iron sights. I understand. I truly understand.
He's old school, man. I mean,
Right, and that's what I was getting at. I know
Right.
what I said is that there's certain times when you're making that transition that when you draw the gun out the same way you would draw iron sights, that dot likes to hang up in the top of the shroud. Not
Right.
that WK would do that. It just happens sometimes to the
Right.
mere mortals, us mere mortals.
Yeah, and one of the things we got to look at, and we'll just go ahead and transition over into that. Is there a need for the new shooter to learn how to use iron sights at all?
Mhm.
You know
And
what I'm saying?
we touched a little bit on it in that if, as you said, we got a bad situation going on, and it doesn't matter if it's end of world or somebody say in a courthouse and chaos kicks off and there's a gun laying on the ground and it was an officer that was been on for 10, 15 years and they don't
So
have
it's-
a red dot.
There's no red dot,
And now you got to use iron sights.
right?
And most people can at that level, if they're going to get involved in anything like that, they can understand the point and shoot technology or techniques, and they can get in and help out. But there are some people that may be resistant because they look at it and go, "What the hell is that on top of it?"
Well, it becomes a problem with rifles because everybody throws red dots on rifles, and it's becoming a huge problem in the military because now they're losing all the people who knew how to zero, and now nobody knows how to zero rifles anymore. They just know how to zero red dots, and so it's the same theory, elevation windage. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it just comes to a mechanical inside a prism, you know, and they losing it. You know what I'm saying?
So when you said that with elevation and just moving things around, think about that, right? After you get everything lined up, you still have, on average, just about 16, no, but more like 14, 12-inch sight radius, right? From the rear to the front. And this right here is what messes some people up, getting these two to line up. And I see it. I see it all the time. And then it's like, it's a rifle, bro. Your hand, and it's on one part is on your shoulder, the other one's in your hand. Keep it straight. And I'm like, are you? And even got to the point where it's like, are you looking at the same target I'm looking at? Like I said, this one, and you're shooting this one. So there's those type of things, and also when you have a red dot and you line it up, you don't get that. It's either a hit or not. Either
Right.
you're doing something totally wrong or you're right on. It's so easy.
Yeah. As long as you got your cheek always in the same place, it's gonna hit in the same place.
Yep.
And you can do that with any rifle. I can give my rifle to Al, and it should hit exactly the same spot. Because it's zero to the rifle, not to the shooter.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And then when you get to those little nuances where we talking about not even extreme distance, but you start talking more than 200 or 300 yards. At that point, you got the head size and the eyes hitting it. That's different. But all the stuff that we would be doing 25, 50 yards, one person should be able to hand the next person a rifle and be just fine.
Yeah. WK said nowadays revolver shotguns are coming out with optics ready to
No,
use
to use,
RMR
yeah,
or red dots.
yeah.
Yeah. And two, a lot of people are, some of the people are putting RMRs on. Yeah, if you guys notice, like the Hollisons, they come out, they have the RMR, um, their RMR ready. No, not, is that?
Solar,
Yeah, they got the solar power on them, but some of the RMRs, they come rail ready, so they have an
mm,
extra kit where you can actually
right?
put on the
Yep.
bottom and put it on the rail on the Picatinny. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? So, and I've seen a lot of guys putting RMRs on the Picatinnies on rifles.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
they get that prism. You know, but I wouldn't do it because that rifle's going to take a beating. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna end up breaking that baby. Not
Right.
unless maybe you can do it for competition shooting or something like that. But
Well, I
if
see
that's
what I saw with you on that line that you're doing. Guys with magnified, and then they have a red dot attached to it,
hmm
so that
yeah,
they can go, you know, distance and then also up close.
hmm yeah,
If the ACOG was like that in the beginning. The
yeah,
ACOG had the magnified one, and then it also had like the little one on the top. I think it was RMR
yeah.
was on
But
the
the
top.
ACOG was some of these guys. The ACOG cost more than some of these guys' rifles, and they was
Yeah,
putting
well,
them on them.
I was just talking about the military. They don't have a problem with
Oh,
money. They don't have a problem with
yeah,
money.
yeah. Well, people were buying ACOGs.
Hmm.
ACOGs when they came to the civilian market, they were over $1,200.
Yeah, I got a buddy that has a couple of them, and then he swears by them because he was in the Marines, and you know how they are.
Yeah,
Once something works, they
it's
stick with it.
it's a fiber optic unit, and
Hmm.
it works very well.
Yep.
But it's just a little bit too bulky for me. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And you know, it can take the beating and stuff. I mean, in the civilian world, you had a Burris, what was it, 22? I forgot what the name of it. And they make an optic that's almost like that. You can change it in different colors, brightness settings. You can go from red to green with it, and there's a lot of different things you can do with it. I have to
Yeah,
look it up.
and since you mentioned that, one of the good things that I was talking about, thinking about this when we were putting this piece together.
Hmm
Remember when red dots first came out, and if a device, a optic had multiple reticles and multiple colors, we were like, that's a piece of trash.
hmm
And now the top dogs are coming out in green or red, multiple reticles. Now, mind you, it's not that spinning reticle that those knockoffs had, but it's also, I've seen the reticles where they turn inside like a kaleidoscope, and you can actually see the reticle that you pushed past off to the right as you whichever way you turn it, but you can see it off to the side, and it's like, wow, they're actually charging us real money now. Those other ones used to be $40, $50. I did airsoft for a while, so we buy the cheap ones, and it didn't matter. You know, we get shot off with a BB. You buy another one for $40. But the thing was, when you turned it, you can actually see the rotation inside, almost like some kind of. It was cheap.
Right.
Now I've seen the one you were talking about, was it 407 or 507? That one has two of them. Hey! I left them alone. WK, I heard it
Oh
too,
my
but I
god!
left
I
them
mean,
alone.
usually Al said something. Thank you,
Hmm.
WK, Pinky
WK,
Nanny,
he all
Pinky
over, bro.
Nanny.
He
You know what
he
I'm
all
saying?
over. That dude, he on full. He had a full court press. F
He
both of
going
y'all.
nuts.
Both of y'all kiss my
Uh,
ass.
but yeah, thanks for the corrections, guys. Because
Yep.
my brain, I got a lot of stuff going on here. My
Hmm.
brain's all over the place. But um, yeah, it's becoming a real huge fad, and it's a great thing that technology is moving that way.
Right.
I don't see a lot of 1911s with RMRs. You know what
No,
I'm
that
saying?
was well, the staccato
Oh,
and
the
like
staccato.
a 2011, but
Well, it's a
it's on
nine
the same.
millimeter
It's the
still. It's not
similar
a 45.
platform, right?
Yeah, it's a similar platform. I don't
Yeah.
know why anybody would go to striker fire to a hammer fire. That's making sense to me, but that's just you.
Yeah.
And
I ain't got one. You said just you who?
oh well, not me, not you. I mean, just you to the people who own those guns.
Right.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
the funny thing, hey guys, I just looked down and I'm always remiss with this, and WK is my guy. He always comes up. But make sure you like and subscribe. All right. I'm
Yeah.
looking
Okay.
down and I see more people on, but we only got about three subscribing. We're looking at about 7 people that we can see, and looking at the 2 different feeds, is about 20 people altogether. And just help us out, man. We're
Yeah,
organic.
like the channel, guys. We're on Twitch. The 2 channels I really want you to like is the YouTube channel and the Rumble channel, the Mighty Rumble. And also, you guys over there on my Instagram page, that page is going to be shutting down in about less than 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just there to get you guys to see the show, enjoy the show. And if you scroll up, you see where I posted where you can follow it on YouTube. Please come on over and see the full show.
Yep.
And yeah, and we're in the process of trying to save the chats, the live chats on the shows, and see if they play on the replays too. It might be because of the program we're using. We don't know yet, so we're still testing it out.
Yep.
So if you guys asked about it last show, where was the chats? That's what's happening right now.
Right.
And yeah, they're doing it for every single gun, so it's not bad. I'm actually carrying RMR now, so on one of my guns, and has a green dot, 3 MOA, and you know, I mean, what you can do with it is at distance is amazing. You know what I'm saying?
Do you have a simple dot, or you have one of those dots that have the matrix inside of it?
Yeah, it's a dot with the it's the dot with the circle and it's the Sealy. It's the Sealy optic.
Okay, and see that's another part of this topic. Quality. The quality has come up because you got these top end guys, and they're charging some of them, 500, $499, $350 for these sites.
The Hollison 507 was $500 and something dollars. Then it dropped down.
They came out as economical because they were behind everybody else, and now they're moving up.
Vortex was $7. You know what I'm saying? So I never will buy Vortex.
But the quality is there. And then as you spoke about Sealy, there's another company that Black Chalk told me about. And I looked at their stuff, and it's robust. And I've watched some videos where guys have really put them through the torture test, and the site didn't break, and nor did it stop working. So it's like, at this point, do you still keep buying the $300, $400 site, or do you take a chance at the $125 on 175 sites?
I'm taking a chance. I'm taking a chance. I'm experimenting with the CLEs right now and see if they hold zero. From what I've been doing research, talking to these guys on Reddit, and these guys saying these some of the best optics around. It's like a hidden gem, you know. And so you can get them in green, get them in red. They hold zero, and they're always working. You know what I'm saying? And they're easy to mount. So I'm trying them out, and the price is a half price. They were giving them away on their website for a while. They're under, I think they was under $169. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
with that, on that same note, does anyone have a difference or a preference to reflex versus a red dot? A standard red dot where it's almost like using iron sights, or do you have a reflex that wherever that reticle touches, it's going to hit you're going to hit your target?
Yeah, I prefer reflex, and that's why I stuck with Hollison so much. You know what I'm saying? I prefer reflex. Red dot is not my thing. You know, especially on pistols.
I was about to say, because the Romeo 5 is just a red dot.
It's just a red dot. I can get away with it on a rifle because I have my cheek is using this secondary platform, but you can't get away with it with a pistol because you have no consistent rest spot where your face is going to be at. So I need that in order to see it. You know what I'm saying? And for guys like me, I wear glasses, so you know what I'm saying. And so,
do you ever see that star? Like the people
yes,
talk about? Okay.
Yes, I've seen the star, and that star drives you nuts. You know, I haven't. But when you go with the reflex, you don't see the star. You only see the star with the red dot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And how to compensate that on the rifle is just move the sight up a little farther. You know what I'm saying? The star goes away.
Well, some people
And
have astigmatism and it's just not gonna go away. They will
yeah,
never see a circle in their red dot. They're always gonna see like a blotch. It's almost like
that
one of
that means
those.
they have to go. That they have to buy a vortex, and they have no choice in that matter. You know what I'm saying? So
But it
yeah,
doesn't matter. It's that it's the emitter, the LED lighting that not hurt, but doesn't allow the person to see a full
they'll
circle.
always see the
They're
star,
always
you
going to see
regardless of that.
some pieces of it
Right.
coming out. Yep.
So I would just say you're fucked.
No, what you do is you line that splotch where you want to hit it. It still works.
Right.
I mean, yeah, you like to see a complete circle, but you know, hey, everybody's not gonna make it. So you
Right.
do what you
Right.
got.
Well,
You know,
you got to go to Iron Sights.
yeah. And
You got
another
to go
good
to.
one, but another good one is the 6 hour, and their whole line is rated and highly rated, should I say? The entire line is good,
What, the
and
6 hour sights?
yeah, the red dots. You got the
Oh
Romeo
yeah.
5, the 4, the
Oh
3,
yeah,
all
yeah,
the way to
yeah,
6.
yeah, yeah, yeah. The fives,
The
yeah.
one comes on those guns now. A lot of
Yes, they do.
the
Yeah.
the P320. I think there's
Right.
one option
Yeah, I
with that.
forgot the Sigmates Romeos.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got tons of Romeos. I stand by the Romeo fives.
Hmm.
You know, that's another hidden gem. A lot of people don't realize. I have tried to break those things and abuse them, getting them out of zero, and they still hold.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
And they
And
also
I
make a
am.
prism because
Yeah,
that
they
was the
do.
next thing you brought that up earlier. You mentioned it. We didn't really touch on it. Problems that I see people with they get prisms. The problem that they have is they thought it was going to be a red dot, and
Hmm.
they didn't know it's magnified. So
Right.
whether you get a 3, a 5, a 6, whatever the magnification, it stays that way all the time. And yeah, I'm preaching to the choir, but I just had to put this lay this out. So I see guys trying to still use it for close distance
You can't.
and just use the blur. And man, it's not good. It's not good. You could squeeze your head in there. It pretty much is what winds up happening because it's not designed for that, but you're forcing it. It's like using a wrench for a hammer. It works for the most part, but it could be better if you use an actual hammer. The same thing with this. It's designed for a distance, but you're forcing 15, 20 yards with it as opposed to shooting it at 300. So if you got a 5 times optic, it's still going to be blurry. You get, and I think maybe I'm wrong. I think it was 15 yards when you start to it starts to actually even out after 15 yards. So whatever that distance is, that's the thing that you're looking at. And I've seen guys, and I've tried using their rifles, and I've said, okay, you need something that's just going to have no magnification whatsoever. And I think a lot of
Hmm.
times guys get magnification because they think that's better, right? Even if you're hunting with a basic red dot with 1 times magnification, you still can hit a target at 100, 200 yards if you can see it. As long as you can see it, you can put that dot on wherever you want to impact your target. You'll be fine. And I see a lot of people going for magnification. All right, as I mentioned, we mentioned magnification. We talked about the prism scopes. What about magnifiers on the back of a red dot
For rifles.
for rifles? Yeah, we're talking about rifles.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I don't have a problem with that. I have one. I set up my 300 blackout like that. You know, it has a 3x on there, and 3x is fine for what I need it to do. I don't need it. Don't need a 5x. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? Yeah, and because I'm using it as a mid to close quarter rifle,
Okay.
so it works perfect for that.
Well, for a while, people were getting away from that and going to the LPVO,
Hmm.
and it was because of the flipping over on the side.
Right.
There was some that was swinging out, then there was some that were just rolling out to the side. But I think majority of the manufacturers have now just gone to the roll. It just rolls out of the way, and you can now. I think I've seen some mounts where you can go left or right. You can actually switch the
Hmm.
mount around so that it'll roll out to the left or roll out to the right, whichever you want it to do.
Right, which will be ideal. You can't go wrong with that,
Right.
because going out there at one side, it does leave the rifle a little vulnerable because
Hmm.
it flips out to the left side on a lot of them. Then now you're a right-handed shooter and you got it on the left side and you're sitting there with the rifle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
can reach over and pull it back up. Um, but I think a lot of times guys get it because it looks cool more so than
Yeah.
how effective it is.
Yeah. It's all
Right?
about the looks,
Yeah.
aesthetics.
And
Yeah.
what's the game? The video game has it in there as well.
Call of Duty.
There you go. Yep. The
Call
video
of Duty.
once the video game has it, they got to put it on. Now you got
Yeah.
another. You got more weight on your gun, and if you're not using it on a regular basis, why do you have it?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. It's the same thing as you guys got. Oh my God. Same thing as these guys got laser rangefinders
Oh, whoa, whoa.
on the front of the AR. It's just like, why do you have a laser rangefinder? You know what
They're
I'm saying?
calling in drone strikes.
Yeah, that's what that's for.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a marker for fire squad leaders, fire teams, and you can always tell the guys who don't know it how to use it. Have it on there. Battery's probably dead in it. You know what I'm saying?
It's just for looks.
Yeah. What's up,
Yo,
Black Chop?
yo.
What's happening? How you doing, man?
Good to
Appreciate
see
you
you.
for
Good to
stopping
see
by.
you, man. Hope everybody's
Uh,
doing well, family and all.
Yeah. So RMRs in my assessment is here to stay.
Yeah.
It's the future,
Mhm.
and it's making horrible shooters become better shooters. Uniform Tango, nah, she's dead. Her
Yep.
kids
In
is in
critical
critical.
condition.
Okay, all
What
right,
up,
thanks.
UT?
Uniform Tango.
Yep.
Yep, thanks. Yeah,
All
I
right.
haven't had time to look at the story on that.
Before
You know,
before you go on, I said she was dispatched. You guys kept wanting to not hear that word. That is my New Year resolution to be more politically correct.
politically correct.
I said she was dispatched. That means
Oh
she's gone.
man, get out of here. I'd say tits up. Tits up. Tits up is the correct answer. You know, tits up. You like this. I tell everybody you're gonna end up being tits up. You keep messing around.
All right,
You
if you
know,
mind, if you go in the chats too, either one, whether it's Rumble or YouTube, type in your favorite red dot, whether it's rifle,
Mhm.
pistol, combination. Type in your favorite red dot. What's your favorite?
Right.
I like the Romeo because I'm cheap and I'm only shooting cardboard, but I'm also an aim point guy. So my home,
No,
they coming for me. I got aim
no,
points.
I
Yeah,
am not dealing with aim points.
I
Black
am.
Jaw says the answer for him is yes. Red
Red
dots
dots
are
are
here
here
to
to
stay.
stay. Yep.
You know, on pistols and rifles. Yep.
And I also have EOTech. So on my upper stuff, I have EOTech. So on the stuff that I take to the range all the time, and I'm not concerned because if I have to replace it, that Romeo 5 does just fine.
Oh yeah. Thank you, WK. There we go. Do not buy optics from the gun show.
Mm-hmm.
Those are also Chinese knockoffs
Yep.
at the gun shows.
They
That's
do
why
a
they're
good
so
job
cheap.
of knocking it off too.
Hmm.
All the dots, all the stickers, and all the placement of the buttons, everything looks exactly like. You go online and look at it, and you'll see.
If you guys remember, this happened to the SIG line of the Romeo 5s. When the
Yes,
Romeo 5s came
yes,
out, they were great. Then all of a sudden, it was a wave of Romeo 5s that came out that would not hold zero or wouldn't stay on and wouldn't work. So everybody started sending them back to SIG, and SIG was like, these are not ours.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
If you look at the
There's
box now, they actually have a a sticker that lets you know that it's
seal.
theirs.
The seal.
Damn, can't
Yeah.
speak English.
Authentic. It's
Authentication.
a hologram seal that's
Yep.
on the bottom of the box, and you should
Mhm.
see that hologram seal.
Go ahead,
If
spell
you
that
don't,
out.
huh?
I'm talking to WK.
Oh, if you don't see that hologram seal on there, and if it's been broken or if it's not on there, that is not a real optic. You know what I'm
Leave
saying?
it. Leave it.
So Ames from
Hey, Black Chalk, you had a manufacturer that you were working with that was a red dot, and I saw it from you first, and then I went on their page and I actually sent the guy a message, and their stuff is pretty good. I've seen it. I just can't call the name of that manufacturer.
yeah, Black Chalk like Hollison. Yeah.
Yeah, but there was one that he was working with, and I saw a video that he made, and I want to say they're out of North Carolina.
It's
Something like that.
Sealy.
It was a new company.
It's
No.
Sealy. Wasn't Sealy?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
Right.
Hollison was solar panels. Yep.
Panels. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what you got, don't you? You got
Yeah, that's what I have. I
507?
have two of them so far, the 507s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Gideon, thank you, guys. If you want to try one and you don't want
Gideon?
to spend a lot of money, look at the Gideon options.
I need to check.
And you go on YouTube and look at other people who have tested them out. They have a closed emitter. They have a couple open emitters. And those things, I mean, these guys, some people did the torture test them, some just ran them
Hmm.
hard, and they withstood it. They withstood it.
Man, you just now told me about this.
Well, you
Uh,
never asked. You always running. You said you a Hollow Suns fanboy.
Get it. I want to test them out too.
Yeah.
I'm on their website right now. Let me look
Mm-hmm.
at their prices. And oh,
Never
they got
mind it.
red dot reflex,
Mm-hmm.
and they got the micro prisms.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay. He says
And
he's gonna send the contact.
okay, yeah, they're about $199 right now. The Alpha Red reflex sights, and that's for yeah, that's not pretty. But I'll pull it up here real quick. So you guys can see it. And yeah, this is it's not a bad deal. Alpha Red reflex. So right now the regular price is $269.99, but right now it's
Bring
$199.99.
it down a little bit. It's not in screen.
Oh, okay.
The other way.
What do you want me to do? Oh, you're
I'm sorry.
talking about the
There, right
optic?
there. Yeah, you
Yeah.
couldn't see it. There you go.
Oh, okay. And so it's on sale right now. They haven't
Mhm.
that sale. And but if you go here, you see um
It has that same thing you were talking about.
yeah.
You see it?
So
The
it
fourth
goes
one
from
over.
red to green,
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying?
Right, but
And
that fourth one, it shows you where you can actually mount it on a Picatinny rail.
yeah, right here. Right
Picatinny,
there.
Picatinny. I'm from
Yeah.
New York.
Right. So that's what it looks like. Looks
And it
pretty
also
good.
has the one we were talking about. Look at the notch in the back. You got that rear
Mm-hmm.
notch.
You
It's
got the
built
rear
in.
notches for the optics. No, it don't have a rear notch.
That one
See?
did. Flip it
I think
again.
that was his co-witness.
The co-witness.
That's his co-witness.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good though. Either way.
Yeah. Yeah. Just tool, cleaning kit, mountain screws. Yeah. So that's a pretty good site. I think I'm gonna save this right here and check these guys out on Reddit and see what they're see what else they got going on. You know, you can't.
Another one is Burst. They have a
Yeah,
Gideon
I've been.
Omega, same footprint as the SRO. That's the one. Thank you. So go to the next one. He said he's going to send a contract with this one here. They
True
have a
Glow.
Gideon Omega. This one.
Oh.
And it's the same footprint as the SRO, and almost half price. It's half the price.
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the one I was actually looking. I couldn't remember all the names of it.
Forget
And
it.
then,
The Omega version. Okay.
and as WK said, the True Glow, a good.
That's a red
tight-
dot. That's
Red dot,
that's
right.
only yeah.
But for the money, he's just saying it's for like somebody who wants to try it out and not necessarily go 2 feet in. They just want to
Yeah.
see if it's for them. Try True Glow. Certain thing with burst. I think it's called on the pistol. It's like a fast something with a name fast.
You can get it in red. It comes in red circle dot, green dot, or red dot, or green circle dot. So those are options you can get it in.
You talking about the Gideon?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, for the Omega red dot side.
Yeah.
Right now it's
And
$229.99.
see, you won't be paying that for.
It's only a, but the only we got it's only a 1 MOA. So that's another problem. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a small dot.
Yeah, it's gonna be tiny.
If you try to do
yeah.
that with an SRO, poof,
Yeah, that's gonna be very, very tiny. And I don't see where you can upgrade the MOA at all. So
thank you.
yeah, that's still good. Still something to check out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, True Glow, WK, there are great dots for the money. Yeah, very underrated. Yeah, I had a problem with True Glow back in the day, and I stopped buying them because they had some problems. But I know a lot of you guys stand by them. You know, I don't have a problem with that. It just, I got burnt once, and I just won't do it again. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. He sent us the information. Yep. Burris TRS 25 is another sleeper. Red dot for the value. Yes, it is.
And it's on the
Burris.
same line as the Romeo 5.
Yes, it is. Yeah. And matter of fact, we'll see. Can I pull this up? And Burris been making optics for a long time. and they finally perfected their stuff and got even better. This is the site I have on my AK. Um, that's the site that's on my AK on my Sega 12. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, and you know how I abuse that Sega 12.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not the Sega 12. No, it's on the AK um, Sega.
Yeah, I know what you meant.
Yeah, it's on the
I know
AK Sega. Yeah,
right.
and it's been holding true sight ever since I put it on there. It's been on there ever since I got it, and that thing is a beast. It is a beast of a sight. You know what I'm saying?
What's the other gun? You got them on those ARs. Never mind.
What's that?
The other Romeo 5s on those ARs.
They're all on the ARs. Yeah, I got like 11 Romeo 5s, all mounted,
Yeah, but you
guys.
bought them back when they were 99.99, and then you
Yeah, I
bought a
bought
couple
them
more recent.
way
That's
cheap.
when,
Yeah,
right,
yeah. I was buying 3 at a time.
right.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
that's when I got mine. It
Yeah.
was like if you look around, you'd find them. Um, and I think the entry price was $99. They're up to like 129. I've even seen them for 150 in some
hmm
places.
Don't pay over. Do not pay over. I'd say don't pay over 150 for them. They're worth it, but some of these places are ripping people off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead, put that next one up, bro. Get that next one.
RMR Trigicom for the
Hey,
handgun aim point.
that's right. Buy once, pay
EOTech for
once.
the rifle.
Buy
Yeah.
once, cry once. Thank
Yeah.
you, P3. That's what I'm talking
hmm
about. Aim point or EOTech.
Right.
And even after all the debacle that EOTech went through with nut jobs that talking about they want to shoot in the cold weather, th- there was nothing wrong with it. You know what I mean? When you look at it, depending on who you are, and now people who have to go in at those extreme temperatures, I'm sure, they paid a contract, they want it to work. But for the rest of us, I'm never going in nothing 40 degrees below zero.
hmm
The world has to be coming to an end for me to step outside and something like that.
Yeah. Next end of the month.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I'll give you 2 weeks.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Uh,
So yeah, those are some good quality stuff right there. Some good optics, and a lot of these guys. I know you guys are. If you guys are bringing them up, you guys own them. You guys have been using them. I'm surprised WK didn't say anything about the Vortex, and I know you have a bunch of those on your rifle and on your rifles and stuff. So those are some good optics, and they're just too pricey for me to even buy. And because I'm always, if I break it and I spend a lot of money for it, I'll never be able to replace it. You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather break something at
yeah.
a comfortable level.
Mhm.
Then if I break it, I won't be sitting there like, oh man, I just spent $300 on this optic. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah. That's why the Romeo goes out
hmm
to play, and the other
Yeah, it's
two stay
affordable.
home and wait for the end of the world.
Right. It's very affordable. Yeah. So with that, like I said, you guys please like and share the feed. Um, and if you guys got any questions on after the show, go ahead and ask them,
Mhm.
and we'll answer them.
Yep. If you
And
see the show and it's not live and you're watching the replay, just type it down there. We check it all. He checks it a lot, and I peruse through.
yeah, and also too, if you guys want us to talk about a subject, put it in the timeline, and we'll talk about it.
Mhm.
And yeah, and we'll consider it and bring it up, especially if it's a good subject. You know what I'm saying? There he is. WK said he runs Vertex rifle scopes, not red dots. Oh, okay. I thought you was running red dots. My bad, my man.
Mhm.
And with that, I don't know what else to say. Um, keep your head down, keep your head on the swivel. Oh,
Buy
buy ammunition.
batteries. Buy batteries.
But batteries.
Yeah, red dots. You need batteries for red dots.
Oh, speaking of that, this is where you go to Amazon and eBay and buy batteries. You can get the 2032s. You can buy them in bulk. You can get about 30, 40, maybe 50 batteries for like $20. Take advantage of that. And always keep some batteries in your range bag. Always keep a set of batteries in your car. You know what I'm saying? So if your red dot do go down, you can stop when you have some time and put a fresh battery in there. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to worry about going to CVS and paying $5 for one battery. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So buy your batteries in bulk, buy your ammunition in bulk. Ammunition is still going up. There's a lot of places out there putting it out there for you guys. You better start jumping on it if you haven't bought it, and get your ammunition. Get ready. A lot of places are drying up with 5.56 and 7.62, and but you can still get it right now. So either online or locally, a lot of places are doing their justice trying to get ammunition to you guys. I did find out what was the place, the ammunition, Georgia Arms in
Okay.
Villa Rica.
Mm-hmm.
They are back operational for online orders only. Okay. And so you can't go inside and buy off the shelf anymore for right now, but they are doing online orders. So if you guys was buying reloads from them because of the fire, put them out of business for a little bit. Now you guys can get back there, get online and order some stuff, have it shipped to your house. All right.
That's cool. Yep.
Yeah. That's all I got. What you got, Al?
Protect the Second Amendment at
Yep.
all costs.
At all costs. You hear that, man?
Mhm.
You hear that?
Yep.
Know what that means?
The reason why, last thing, I had a conversation with a guy recently, and he's the FFL. His biggest problem was and I was like, wow, I had to shore him up in this topic. He didn't understand why I could sell a gun to you without a background check, but yet he had to do the 4473. And his thought was that he would rather go ahead and make it so that nobody can do it unless you had a FFL. And I had to tell him that it not only is a tradition, but it's my right. It's a piece of equipment at that point. When you make a living off of it and you got hundreds of sales potentially in a 1 month, I'm doing one sale maybe every 6 or 7 months. It's a difference, So we got to look at those things because they can twist your head to make you think that if only transfers should go through FFL, and now that's a restriction. And I lived in the state of Maryland where I bought guns in 1986 from an individual I had no idea who he was. He was a deputy sheriff for Howard County, Maryland Sheriff Department. And I bought a gun from him. All we did was exchange information. I so and so resolve all my responsibility to this firearm, serial number, blah blah blah, model number, such and such. Switch, you sign, I sign, and we're done. Never saw him again. There was nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But now, if that dude that turns around and people say, well, how do you know he's not a bad guy? He goes around and commits a crime with that. What about if he's a decent guy and he makes a mistake and he commits a crime with it? Same thing. It's not. I did everything I was supposed to do. And that mentality could hurt to the point where people start voting nut jobs who represent that, and then we'll wind up with more restrictions.
Boom. Al has spoken.
Thank you, sir.
We're going to leave it at that. I'll see you guys in the range.
All right. On the range.